Greetings, YouTube, and welcome to the Blue Corner. Today I'm joined by fresh off his top from Winnipeg last weekend.
Yeah.
Now
Got 5 of those now.
Yep. So here's that. But instead of the deck that he played then, because R.I.P. Pepe, or so you think.
Yeah. We're definitely using the idea of Tier 2 events and Tier 1 events having a different ban list is the absolute dumbest thing in the world. So we are definitely using the adjustment list in our locals.
Fair enough. And under the first tournament of this, we had Wing Raiders legal, and you decided to play.
Phantom Knights.
Why?
I think they're the best archetype out of Wing Raiders pre-Shining Victories. So before Slip Force and Zapdos, basically. And I've seen these decks top a bit in the OCG, of course incorporating Burning Abyss, a small Burning Abyss engine of 3 Tour Guide, 3 Scarm, but you know, we don't have 3 Tour Guides, so this is obviously not playing that. But it's a really fun rank 3 deck, and I got the whole deck day 1, so I figured I might as well have a little bit of fun with it. I was super competitive last week, got my top, so I figure I won't care how well I do today and just have fun with it, but I ended up doing well with it anyway.
Yeah, you smashed everyone at locals.
Yeah, I dropped 1 game today with this deck.
So
somehow.
Let's take a look at this thing then.
So firstly, 3 copies of Ancient Cloak. His monster, his on-field effect is, I don't even know what it is. I don't honestly even know what it does. I never used it, but you banish him to add any Phantom Knight card from your deck to your hand. So he's good. The best card in the deck, hands down, is Silent Boots. If you control a Phantom Knight monster, you can special summon him from your hand once per turn.
Is this an ignition or an inherent?
It's inherent.
Okay.
And you can banish him to add a Phantom Knight spell or trap from your deck to your hand once per turn.
Okay.
And then 3 copies of Red Gloves. When he becomes material for a dark monster once per turn, it gains 1,000 attack permanently. And you can banish him to send a Phantom Knight spell or trap from your deck to your graveyard.
Oh, okay.
And that's all the Phantom Knights it runs. It just plays the level 3 ones.
The other ones are just not good.
The level 4s, not only are they level 4, which doesn't mesh with the deck at all, but they also have by far the worst effects compared to these 3.
Okay.
Then it's 3 copies of Speedroid Terror Top.
Who searches out Speedroid monsters or cards?
Monsters, and 1 Tekken Tomborg. You use these to search this, who special summons himself. If you have all just wins. So it's rank 3 play without using your normal summon.
Which is very, very good for this kind of deck.
I also played 1 copy of Speedroid Red-Eyed Dice, because if you're against Monarchs, and you know you're against Monarchs, you search for this. You do the normal play of Terror Top, search Tekken Tomborg, and then instead of doing like Dante, Breaksword, whatever, you make this instead to make Clearwing Synchro Dragon, because Monarchs can't beat it. So this was in there purely to beat Monarchs. You side this out if you're not playing Monarchs, basically. Or if you're going second against Monarchs, you side this out too. 2 copies of Card Trooper. He's a Dante that can also become a Dante because he's level 3. His draw effect is whatever, because he's just going to become an Exceed material, ideally. And then the last 2 monsters are Veilers. Because, you know, it's the best hand trap in the format. Spells. 3 Twin Twister. This deck can have problems with back row. And since these guys are basically better Burning Abyss, this is insane. Putting all your Phantom Knight guys in the graveyard. Upstart consistency is key.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's all I'm building with my decks these days. Is consistency first, cute plays are an afterthought. 1 of spells, Galaxy Cyclone. It's a alright pitch to Twin Twister, and it can just out some floodgates like Domain and stuff. Foolish.
Fairly obvious.
Graveyard deck. Rhoda. Speedroids or the Phantom Knights are all warriors.
Yep.
And Regeki.
So yeah, basic stuff.
Then for the Phantom Knight traps, I play 2 copies of Phantom Knight Fogblade. I would love to have played in a 3rd one of this, but I didn't have 3.
This is the Fiendish chain, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a Fiendish chain that also makes it so the monster that it's on can't be battled with. So you can slap it on one of your own guys and just not get OTK'd.
Okay.
And every Phantom Knight trap can banish itself from the graveyard to summon one from your grave once per turn.
Any Phantom Knight.
Any Phantom Knight, including Breaksword the Exceed.
Ooh, that's good.
And then 3 copies of Sword. It gives a monster 800 attack, and the first time it would be destroyed, you destroy Sword instead. And then same graveyard effect.
Okay.
And 3 copies of Wings. Gives a Phantom Knight 500 attack, protects it from damage and destruction the next time it would be destroyed, and banishes to summon a Phantom Knight from your graveyard. And then I play the Solemn Brigade. I don't know. I think
this deck doesn't really seem like the deck that can just go super ham unless you have like a really good setup. So I can understand you needing these things to just buy some time.
yeah, like the Nut Open. The Nut Open is like Terror Top, Foolish Burial, and like literally any one of these, because you can just send Ancient Cloak to search Boots, Special Boots, and do 2 rank 3 plays.
Okay.
The extra deck. So, 2 Dante.
Even if you pay for it, I've always thought I was short.
This is just a deck that, you throw monsters into the graveyard. It is what it is.
It's a rank 3 card trooper.
Yeah. Louviere, because all them banish themselves from the graveyard to do an effect. So this is obviously insane.
Yep.
1 Gram Pulse.
What the heck does this thing do?
It's got a long effect, but it basically is detach 1 material, MST.
Okay. Oh, hey, it's 2,800 rank 3?
It's also got a big booty, so you can just camp this in defense mode and just start picking off back row.
Wow, that's good. But if it has no materials, it can't attack, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Then I play 3 copies of Breaksword.
You mean Scrap Dragon?
One thing I think I'm going to change in this deck is I think I'm going to cut this to 2 and put Dante to 3.
Okay. 3 was just too much?
It's not that it was too much, it's just that I never needed 3. I'd use 2 in a game easy, but 3 just never came up, and I had a time where between 2 Dante getting Dark Hold to recycle each other, I summoned like 5 Dantes in a game. So, it comes up.
Okay.
This guy's insane though. He's a Scrap Dragon that after he dies, summons 2 Phantom Knights from your graveyard, increases their level by 1 each, but you can only summon Darks that turn. Oh no, right?
Oh no, I mean there's only a couple good ones in this game. Including...
And we got the other 2 rank 3s, Nightmare Shark for that game swing, and Acid Golem for that pressure. And then for rank 4s, I play Evil Swarm Nightmare. And these are, all my rank 4s are darks, so that I can summon them when Breaksword brings 2 things back. And so this is a Burning Abyss deck that can make Evil Swarm Nightmare versus like Pendulum decks and stuff. It's pretty bonkers.
Yeah.
2 Downward Magicians, because, well, everyone knows why you play Downward in this kind of deck. Key Beetle, he's another great Dark Exceed. Slap him on a Dante, and they have to get over 2 2500s that last longer, I guess. Dark Rebellion, this was for game shots. And it's Yuto's ace card, like, come on now.
Fair enough.
And Yugo's ace card, Clearwing Synchro Dragon.
Who, as you have already mentioned, kinda is really good against Monarchs.
He was in here just for Monarchs. Nothing else.
Did he do his job?
He never got summoned.
Oh,
And then there was my side deck, which I'll say before I even show anything, was 100% made for our locals.
yeah.
It was made entirely to beat Cosmo and Monarch, or bust.
No. Because all of us are the ones who play Pendulum decks, and all of us weren't playing Pendulums.
Well, it's got 3 cards for Pendulum decks, too.
Yeah.
So, 2 Chimera Techs,
Yep.
2 Cyber Dragons, and 2 Cyber Dragon Cores. All that Cosmo hate, because you're milling with Dante and
That
Card
thing-
Trooper and stuff.
Yeah.
You can use any of this. And it's, then I play 2 copies of MST, because sometimes 3 Twin Twister, as weird as it sounds, is not enough. 3 copies of Mask of Restrict. This was definitely for Monarchs.
Hey, you can also screw over Magic Specters with that.
I got this I think I got like a Dante Solemn Strike this turn 1 against Monarchs in top 4. So, because he let me go first, or he went first, bricked, so he just straight up passed. I draw this for turn, do my plays. He goes Monarch Stormforth, I chain this, and he scoops the entire round, not just that game.
Oh. Okay.
I mean, and then the one thing I have for Pendulums is 3 Anti-Spell Fragrance. Pendulum decks are very fast. This deck is only moderately fast, so I need to bring them down to my speed if I play against them. And then the last card is Mystical Ref Panel.
Monarchs.
Monarchs, and if anybody wants to play some like degenerate Exodia stuff, how about I just take those cards instead? You don't deserve them anyway.
That's fair. So yeah, that's Phantom Knights. Overall, just thoughts on the deck. Like, would you say it's a good thing to try and pick up for players?
I think that it's a very, very, very good like tier 1.5, tier 2 deck. It can definitely it can hang with Cosmos and Monarchs and stuff if you know what you're doing, your build is good enough, and your plays are good enough. And it's a pretty cheap deck. I think the only reasonably expensive card is Phantom Knights, Break Sword. I don't even know what it is American, so it's going to be even cheaper than 20 because it's 20 Canadian.
Wow.
And the Ultra Rares, the Ultra Rare Trap and the Ultra Rare Monster are both under 5 Canadian. So it's a really cheap deck. Tin Dantes are only 15. You could probably pick up this whole deck for $120, $150 to $150. And it's a solid deck. Obviously, that's not including side deck cards like Anti-Spell Fragrance.
Yeah, but
and Solemn Strikes and stuff.
But if this guy is any indication with his Crystal Wing form, then that means Dark Rebellion is going to get his upgrade, which means we'll get more Phantom Knight cards in an eventual set. So this will eventually get better.
And if nothing else, you get a deck that is just crazy fun to play. I've been playing Pepe a lot, obviously, before this deck came out, and this deck is Pepe tier fun. It's a really good time.
Yeah, so hope you guys enjoyed the video. Until next time, this is Blue 39 and everyone else. Later.